In a world where dinner is boring, your wallet's on life support, and you just don't know what to make, Broke Gourmet's got your back. Now, we're not exactly broke, right? But let's say our bank account's on kind of a diet this pay period. Well, I found this recipe called One Pan French Onion Pasta. It uses simple ingredients, it looks delicious. I've never made it. I thought we could make it together. So let's head over to my tiny little kitchen and get started. Now, some of the tastiest recipes I've ever made were some of the simplest recipes I've ever made. Let's head over here and take a look and see what we're using. All right, so here's a quick rundown of what we're doing. I'm using 3 whole yellow onions. I got some fresh garlic. These are some cherry tomatoes I pulled out of my garden this morning. I want to find a use for them. I got some Worcestershire sauce, some white wine, extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper. I'm going to use just regular old spaghetti noodles, and it calls for Gruyère cheese. It was too expensive. I went with grated Parmesan, some butter, thyme, parsley flakes, and it also calls for 4 cups of beef broth. I don't have it, but I do have better than bouillon beef, roasted beef flavor, and some water, so that's going to have to cut it. All right, first thing we got to do, get the onions and garlic prepped up, and we can get started. Now, the recipe calls for 3 whole sliced onions, so that's what we're going to do. My eyes are going to be burning by the time I'm done here. And these end pieces, I'm going to hold on to them for a soup. Now, it calls for 3 cloves of chopped garlic. I got like, gosh, I don't even know how many are there, 7 or 8 of them, because I like garlic. All right, in a large pot, I added 3 tablespoons of butter, a couple glugs, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, got that mixed together, melted, added all the onions. We want to get all of that fat and oil all over them, and a pinch of salt to help get rid of the moisture. And then we will put a lid on it, and we're going to cap it for like 10 minutes. Now that 10 minutes are up, you can see that the onions have lost a lot of their size. They've shrunken down quite a bit. And I wanted to show you this. You see all that liquid? That's what we're going to need to start the caramelization process. Now, it takes a good 40 minutes to an hour to sweat these things down. And all that liquid you saw, that is pure onion juice. And all those sugars have been broken down, and that's how we're going to be able to caramelize these onions. Once that moisture evaporates, then we'll start getting some nice color. All right, now they are starting to lose their moisture. There's still quite a bit in there, but it's going to start evaporating pretty quick. So now is when we want to start keeping a good eye on it. Okay, most of the moisture is gone. Now it should start to get some nice color to it. We kind of want it to stick to the bottom. We want it to get some font that we can fill up with that wine right there. Okay, we're getting there. I want to go ahead and drop the garlic in there. And since I have these cherry tomatoes, I think now would be the time to throw those in. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up. Let's see what happens. Now that they're ready, we're going to put 1 teaspoon of thyme, get that mixed up, 1/2 cup of white wine, as well as 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and we need to cook all that alcohol off. I went ahead and put in the 4 cups of beef broth. Now we just need to let it get up to a simmer, then we're going to add that full pound of pasta. All right, now we're up to a simmer. Now I'm going to break these in half, you kind of have to, and throw them in there. We're going to cook them to the package, about 9-10 minutes until they're nice and tender. They're going to soak up all that water. Add about a 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. Get that mixed up. And look at that. It is done. Let's dish it up. I'm hungry. Now just throw a little bit of parsley on top. Make it nice and pretty. And while we're at it, let's toss in a little bit more Parmesan. Look at that. Perfect. Well, that took a little bit longer than I was expecting for that many onions to caramelize, but man, was it worth it. The white wine gave it a nice sweet flavor. The Parmesan and Worcestershire sauce gave it that umami, savory taste, and it was just perfect. The pasta starch, that was the star of the show. That is what actually made the glaze. It was nice and glazy. It was beautiful. So if you liked the video, do me a favor, hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one.